Hello, how's it going? Welcome back to some more F1 Manager 2022 in another part of our Aston Martin career mode. Today we have got the Baku Grand Prix in Azerbaijan. It's been an incredible season so far. We've managed to win 5 out of the 7 races with Fernando Alonso. Pierre Gasly still yet to get off the mark in that department, but the world champion has come into this 2024 season really wanting to grab his 4th World Championship title. Thank you very much for the support on the series so far. Keep hitting the thumbs up button down below. Keep getting involved down in the comment section as well. And of course, subscribe for daily F1 Manager content. Now, I have had a couple of comments recently, which is completely understandable of people saying, oh, you're unrealistically competitive now, blah, 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 blah. And, you know, to a certain extent, I agree. You know, do I see Aston Martin being this competitive in 2024 in real life? Perhaps not, but this is the deal that we've gotten. We spent a lot of time researching in season 1 and season 2, and this has been the result where we've had a very, very fast car, and yeah, you know, we got to the top quicker than perhaps would be the case in real life, but What do you want me to do about that? Do you want me to just deliberately lose? I don't know. Answers on a postcard. I'm still really enjoying it. I know the vast majority of you are still really enjoying the action as well. You know, the battles between Fernando Alonso and Pierre Gasly are really fantastic. And of course, we do have many more drivers in the championship battle this year. It's very, very close between ourselves, Red Bull, Ferrari. Even Mercedes and Alpine are very close as well. So, yeah, we'll see how things go. If at the end of Season 3 we're winning every race in the season, maybe we'll think that's where we say bye-bye to Aston Martin. But at the moment, I'm still really enjoying it. We're going to keep going for as long as that is the case. I want to keep this series going for as long as possible, really. I want to see what happens long into the future in this game, and that's the plan anyway. So yeah, thank you for all the positive, kind words. We're probably a couple of weeks away from the game evolving into a, you know, maybe not a daily series, but you know, an every other day series, or 4 times a week. You know, something similar to that, and reintroducing some of the other games onto the channel. And you know, I really want to get back to that variety that I really do pride myself on. So that's just sort of where my head's at in the minute. But yeah, hopefully you guys are good. And without further ado, let's get ourselves immersed into the action. And first things first, we have got a development point for Fernando Alonso. So this could be the moment he moves up to a 90 rated driver, could it? Maybe not. Maybe not just yet. I think those ones especially are a little bit low. Nothing for Pierre Gasly, nothing for Oscar Piastri, anything for our engineers, no. So let's head to here. Congratulations, rear wing manufactured. That's all looking good. Right, continue on then. We have a new design complete on the side pods. So let's get that sorted out. So we'll get 2 of them on an emergency production. Sorry, it's side pods, isn't it? So we'll change the side pods to number 4, and then we'll manufacture 2 more normally, and they'll be ready for the next couple of Grand Prix, hopefully. Let's just check we've got the best possible parts on the car. Certainly looks that way. Front wing, I think we need to manufacture a couple more. There's something that we just lose. Side pods we know about. Underfloor is fine. Suspension is fine as well. Right, somebody was saying in the comment section, perhaps a way to balance this out a little bit more is to use the presets. So why don't we have a little look at that? So of course you can go for your presets. If we go optimized aerodynamics, that's how it could look there. If we go low speed performance, of course it's going to benefit in those sort of areas. High speed performance is looking pretty good. If we go balanced though, it does reduce certain areas of the car. There's kind of no point in that one. Perhaps we could just stay with balanced. Or maybe we could go for our own little focus and reduce a couple of these accordingly. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. So it's still benefiting the car, but you know we are taking off in other areas as well. So we'll go for 4 of those. That'll be in place before the next ATR period and before the summer break. And I think once we get to the summer break again, that's when we'll change our tact again. So the weather centre's been upgraded. Perfect. Board confidence check-in. Let's have a look at it. They're pretty happy at the moment, which is good to see. Financial report looks good. Development report. And you can see, you know, other cars are catching us up a little bit. Low speed cornering, we're pretty good, but other than that, everywhere else, we're at least the second best car. So it could be a tricky weekend here in Baku. And that's certainly the case. Just checking development points. Continue on. Tour centre is done. Nice. And we're ready and raring to go for the Baku Grand Prix. It's going to be an absolute crackerjack. So here we go. Let's guarantee Q3 and Q2 for both drivers. That'll get us a nice little wad of money. We're going to guarantee the fastest lap. And without further ado, let's get ourselves into the action.
Hello from Baku, where we're looking forward to a weekend of racing among the medieval and the modern, here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Drivers will be battling it out on the streets of the Baku city circuit, a real contradiction of a track. From the long main straight, where the less drag the better, to the tight turns where downforce is a necessity. Teams are going to have to work hard to get that balance right. We're about halfway through the season now, and there's still plenty of time for everything to change. All eyes are on the teams and how they tackle the rest of the year. Let the weekend begin!
Right then, rain in practice, but partly cloudy for Saturday and Sunday. So I'll see you guys for qualifying and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so at the end of FP3 then, Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez certainly looking the quickest of the bunch. Fernando Alonso there in third. Kevin Magnussen's Haas looking very, very fast. Intrigued at how he's a second ahead of Mick Schumacher. That it doesn't seem right to me, but it is what it is. We'll see how we get on in qualifying, but I think it's going to be pretty close and we'll do well to qualify near pole position. 95%, 98% on the setup confidences, which I'm very, very happy about. So let's get ourselves into Q1. We'll simulate that and see how that goes. And there you go, Max Verstappen quickest. A little bit of an improvement from our guys. Kevin Magnussen in the Haas does manage to go into 5th place, a second ahead of Mick Schumacher. And as I say, I think that's a bit ridiculous, but Giovinazzi, Albon, Stroll and Hülkenberg also out in Q1. Nico Hülkenberg absolutely dominating Antonio Giovinazzi, and Zhou Guanyu is getting the better of Alex Albon more often than not these days. So it's very interesting watching the dynamics of what's happening out there. We're going to get into Q2. I think the soft tyres could well be used in the race. Let's just have a little look. Yeah, there could be. I mean, a 2-stop might be the way to go. Maybe not, actually. Maybe not. Should we just risk it? Risk it for a biscuit. And simulate Q2. And there we go. Third and fourth. Kevin Magnussen through there. Carlos Sainz is out in Q2. That's a big shock. Lando Norris and Valtteri Bottas out as well. Daniel Ricciardo and Zhou Guanyu joining them. But that is a massive shock that Carlos Sainz is out in Q2. But look how close it is. It is ridiculous. Yeah, let's see who gets pole position. This is going to be intense. And we only have one new set of soft tyres. So I think much like last time, we're just going to get ourselves into the session and we'll give ourselves one run at pole position.
Radio check, okay.
So we'll zoom it forward. Of course, this first run for pole. We'll see all the drivers coming through, giving themselves a time. And Max Verstappen currently fastest on a 1:41.3. Kevin Magnussen, meanwhile, up in third position. That is ridiculously good for Haas. And from what we know, they're not going to change onto new soft tyres. So they're all going to be on old soft tyres for that second run. They're probably not going to improve, which I find just incredible, really. Incredible. We're going to get yeah, we're going to go Fernando Alonso, and we're going to get him to tow around Pierre Gasly. So they're going to have to go out pretty close together. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And that should give Pierre Gasly a good tow down the main straight. And hopefully won't affect him too much in the corners. It looks like Alonso's going to get a decent tow on Sergio Perez as well. So let's watch Fernando, the world champion and world championship leader, of course. Let's see how he gets on around the lap of Baku. And will Pierre Gasly be able to follow him through the corners to really feel the benefit up to the line? So here we go then. Alonso's got a distant tow to Perez, and you can see Gasly's got an excellent tow on Fernando Alonso. So here we go. We start our final flying lap. George Russell a long way off the pace. I'm expecting good times from him in the first sector. He's coming up to the end of the first sector split. Any time now. Only Kevin Magnussen is actually improving at the moment. And George Russell joins him on that. So Alonso's going to fly around now. And what sort of time is he going to put in? Is it going to be purple? No, green for Fernando. Green for Pierre Gasly. Yeah, Gasly in a very, very good distance to Fernando. So yeah, as I say, Magnussen and Russell, the only ones improving. Can Magnussen do just as well in the middle sector? He comes through. It's orange at the moment. What about George Russell? He's coming around the middle sector. Surely it's going to be green for him. No, orange it is. So Fernando Alonso flying through the middle sector. Verstappen goes slightly quicker in his race for pole position. We've then got Vettel over the line. He doesn't improve. What about Magnussen? He comes across the line. No improvement for him, but it's P3 as it stands. Here comes George Russell. Where's he going to fit into all of this? He comes across the line and he doesn't improve. Ocon doesn't improve either. What about Perez? Can he knock his teammate off pole position? He comes across the line. Doesn't manage anything. Alonso comes across. He goes third. Gasly comes across. And he goes fourth. So he didn't get the big benefit of the tow there. But we've knocked Kevin Magnussen down a couple of spots. But we're 4.5 tenths off in qualifying. That's a big, big gap. And I think Red Bull have took some steps forward in the development race. But Kevin Magnussen, what a performance for him in P5. He's been quick all weekend. And I think he'll deserve a very, very high point scoring position. Alpine this race, a little bit more disappointing, 8th and 9th, but overall, very impressive.
There's electricity in the air, but there's no surprises in that. It's race day.
There was some good work from Aston Martin during the qualifying session, and they will go to the grid full of confidence. It was a pleasure to watch Red Bull's excellent performance during qualifying. Their drivers will now be looking ahead to the race itself and hoping to capitalize. A sunny day here with only a few clouds in the sky. If things stay this way, the weather shouldn't pose any challenges to the teams.
Well, whatever happens, it's sure to be a tremendous race day here at the Azerbaijan Grand Prix.
Right then, I think we are ready for the Grand Prix. Are we going to go for this medium-hard strategy? It's definitely interesting. The two-stop is apparently quicker. Let's have a little look at it. So if we were to... perhaps we can stretch this, first stint out a little bit. Which gives us slightly better tyres for later on. I think that's actually going to be a lot quicker. So Pierre Gasly, we're going to risk it. We're going to go for the two-stop out with Pierre. And then Fernando Alonso, we're going to go for the one-stop and see what he can do. He's the championship leader. He can afford to take it a little bit easier. Certainly doesn't need to have used medium tyres on. Yeah, we'll make sure they're new tyres. What about Gasly? Yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. A couple of people were asking, why are you bringing people in on 50% tyres? Well, the simple answer to that question is because times have changed. Once you get to 50%, they stop going really, really slow. Now, there has been a new patch, so perhaps that could change things. But we'll see. So, Alonso on strategy A, Gasly on strategy C, and we'll see who comes out on top. So let's get in to the race. Here we go.
Now we should have good weather for the race, and that will be welcome news for the teams. Looking here at Fernando Alonso. They've managed a third-place start for this race, but can they turn it into a win? Next for the team, it's Pierre Gasly. Not as close to the front as they might have wished for, but we know the race order can change a lot during those first few corners. Will their hard work pay off today?
So we're ready and raring to go. Here we go.
Waiting for. It's the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. And it's lights out and away we go.
So lights out, away we go straight away here. And we'll keep an eye on Max Verstappen as he leads in the turn one. Perez is in the second. Alonso currently third. Pierre Gasly is under pressure from Kevin Magnussen for fourth place. Gasly had the inside line though and manages to stay ahead, but Kevin Magnussen will be having a look at getting past Pierre Gasly. Can't quite manage it so far, and straight away we've got Alonso having a little look at the Red Bulls. Sergio Perez is on soft tyres. Let's just have a check of all of the tyres out there. So Perez is on softs. We've got Hamilton on softs as well. Vettel, Ocon, Ricciardo, Sainz, Zhou and Mick Schumacher. Everybody else out there is on brand new medium tyres, so we'll be on the same strategy as our two drivers. Now Perez is surely going to get past Max fairly quickly here, and he is on a different strategy to Verstappen, so you would expect that maybe Red Bull will accommodate that, but we'll have to see. Alonso already eyeing up a little move here on Sergio Perez, and Alonso of course will be looking after those tyres a little bit more than Gasly throughout this race. Gasly will be attacking into the pit lane. Alonso certainly won't be. So here we go. An early start here. Somebody is locked up. Don't think they've gone into the wall though, but wow, this is going to be a very, very quick run down to turn 1. What sort of speed is he doing here? 3:15, 3:16, 3:17. And Fernando Alonso still in P3. Pierre Gasly following his teammate through. But you can see Sergio Perez, he's going to have a little look here at Max Verstappen. Is he going to use a little bit of overtake? Not quite, but it's all going to be down to if they're going to use their DRS. And we're going to see what's going to happen here now. Carlos Sainz right at the back of the field. He had an awful qualifying yesterday, and he certainly had an awful qualifying. An awful start to the race. Awful lap 1, locking up and going a little bit wide at the final corner. Now Charles Leclerc looks like he might be about to drop a position to Sebastian Vettel on those soft tyres, and Vettel is easily through. Vettel has always enjoyed a little bit of Baku. I'm sure he'll be nice and racy today. Ooh, I thought they were going to go too wide into the castle. Never going to work there. Now I think we're going to have to pop these onto neutral now and hope that DRS will carry us home in that regard. As long as we can stay with these guys for this stint, then we're going to be in with a chance. Now Kevin Magnussen just dropping off the back of Pierre Gasly a little bit, just over a second behind, and DRS train is going to be imperative. Well, here we go with Sergio Perez. He pulls to the right hand side. He's going to use a little bit of ERS here, but he's bottoming out and can't get past Max Verstappen. So here we go then. Gasly. Ooh. Potentially on Fernando Alonso. There goes Perez. He's going to be past his teammate. Now can Fernando Alonso have a little look at Max Verstappen as well as they run down towards turn 3. Max Verstappen started that straight in the lead. He's going to end it down to P3 as Fernando Alonso flies through, and he takes second position now.
Such an awesome job, mate.
But then, is Max Verstappen going to be last to the late breakers? Oh, Alonso rings him out to dry. And it looks like Fernando has managed to poke his nose in front of Max Verstappen. And now Pierre Gasly will be hoping to be the next one through. Fernando Alonso now chasing Sergio Perez through the castle section. And he'll be trying to stay on his back all the way until the kilometre-long straight. And he's going to try and use DRS to get past Sergio. Now, Perez may well find that he is the quickest man out there at the moment. But Fernando Alonso, can he stay within a second? Because if he can, he's going to just waltz up behind him, and he's going to have that second DRS zone on the run down to turn 3 to help him out. But Max Verstappen right in Alonso's gearbox here. Alonso has to be careful. He's got to have DRS here, and he will just about have it. That's going to be to defend as much as attack here. DRS enabled, and he's closing himself in on Sergio Perez. It's not going to quite be enough this time around. On to lap 4 of this Grand Prix, and Verstappen weaving about, looking to make an impact on Fernando. Fernando closing in now on Sergio Perez. This could be a great chance to take the lead of the Grand Prix. Pulls to the outside, and Fernando Alonso now takes the lead of the Baku Grand Prix. Championship leader doing exactly what he needs to do. Sergio Perez staying in front of Max Verstappen.
Aston Martin with a great play there. They've moved up a place.
And we've got Pierre Gasly just following behind, watching it all unfold. Now Alonso could well be in a similar position to what Max Verstappen was a couple of laps ago, being in the lead and then dropping down to 3rd or 4th. as he flies through the castle section. What's he going to have to offer through this middle section? So Sergio Perez staying glued to the back of Fernando Alonso's car. And come down towards the final corner. And Perez is going to hope to have a lovely run all the way down the 1 kilometre straight here in Azerbaijan. This has been a brilliant start to this Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso is going to do his best to stay in front of Perez. I don't think it's going to happen though. Perez is going to be right on the back of Fernando Alonso. He's got DRS. Alonso comes over to defend though. Perez swings over.
You had
fastest lap for Fernando. And he's done well to hold on into turn 1. And now better traction out of turn 2, but Perez has got a big boost. And there goes Sergio Perez. What about Max Verstappen? Is he going to manage anything? I don't think so. And by the way, Lewis Hamilton now up to P5, so a great start for him. And he'll be looking to get himself into the action. Magnussen P6, we've then got Vettel P7, Ocon in P8, then Ricciardo P9, and Charles Leclerc in P10. Sainz has managed to get back up to 18th position. Russell, meanwhile, down to 14th. So not a good start for him. It will be interesting to see what happens here. So Perez back in front of Alonso. Verstappen following him. And Gasly following him. So let's zoom it forward a little bit. After watching the opening 5 laps, I think we know it's going to be a bit of a DRS sort of switcheroo lap after lap here. Alonso's probably going to pass into turn 3 once again. And he does exactly that. That's whether we can get ourselves harvesting.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Over the next couple of laps, just to get a full charge. And then we can perhaps deploy. Gasly needs that DRS. Hasn't actually got it this lap. So, yeah, Gasly's going to have to go neutral now. Try and catch up to them. But Alonso could be in trouble as well here. I think Alonso... Yep, they both had DRS. That's good. So Alonso DRS again, closing right in. So Alonso's nearly there. But yeah, harvesting the energy. And then, once we're past the Red Bulls, we can try and deploy and get away from them, essentially. That's what we want, but this time we're not in the DRS zone.
Like a clean lap there as well, mate.
Well, Pierre Gasly managing fastest lap there. So Fernando now onto a fully charged ERS, and he's got DRS now down this next straight.
Copy.
I'm going to pop Pierre on neutral.
When you're ready.
Yeah, copy.
So I'll zoom it forward. And let's see what they can both do here. I'm imagining Fernando Alonso might be able to make a move back past Perez and Verstappen here. Or perhaps not, who knows? Nope, not in DRS range. No, Red Bull very much ahead. We're going to see Pierre Gasly potentially making a move. Not this time. So we're very much in 3-4. Might be that we have to just look after ourselves a little bit. We know Perez's tyres are going to drop off fairly soon. If we look at tyre wear, 54%. As soon as that drops below 50, it starts to get a bit leery. But you can see they've just got so much more straight line speed than us. And they are pulling away in those straights. Through the corners, we're definitely the quicker guys. And I mean, look, they've managed to catch right up to the back of Sergio Perez now. To the point where, yeah, Perez has actually dropped out of the 1 second range of Max Verstappen. It'll be interesting to see if Perez comes into the pits in the next couple of laps. So here we go. Pierre Gasly is going to have DRS. He should be able to easily pass Sergio. Gets squeezed up towards the wall, but manages to get through very comfortably.
Fantastic work.
And now can Fernando Alonso
Aston Martin
do similar here?
There. They've moved up
As
a place.
Perez flies straight past, and Fernando Alonso now going to be having a look.
Focus on the race ahead.
With DRS, they sort of slingshot themselves towards Max Verstappen. So, going to keep going. And this time we're going to get past Perez quite easily. I think with Pierre Gasly, because he's on a different strategy, we are going to deploy. We're actually going to go a little bit more aggressive.
You've got the margin to push.
Copy.
So here comes Pierre. Flies past Sergio Perez this time.
Okay, well done.
Looks like Aston Martin have just gained a race position.
Well, there's Perez, but I don't think he's going to have enough to get past. So there we go now.
This is awesome work, come on.
And looks like Alonso's passed as well. So I think Perez is going to really drop down here. Don't think he's got the tyres to hold on. That was always going to be the issue, wasn't it? Sergio. And that's just proof. Soon as it drops below 50%, just it hasn't had the pace. So now, can Gasly close in on Max Verstappen? So we're going a little bit more aggressive with Gasly because he's coming into the pits twice. He needs to push on a little bit now. So here we go, 0.7 of a second behind. He's got DRS, that's going to close him right in. We've got Fernando Alonso in P3 at the moment. 1.8 seconds behind Pierre Gasly, certainly looking the stronger of the two drivers at the moment. DRS enabled. Gets him close in. And we'll zoom it forward for the rest of the lap. 3 drivers already in. Some of the soft tyres starting to die. So here we go then. Pierre Gasly. Surely this is going to be the moment. Maybe not just yet. Or is he going to go down the inside? That's close. What he'd ideally want is to be DRSing around the next one, and that's exactly what he's got. So here we go. Pierre Gasly will now attack. Try and build that lead.
You're looking good at the moment.
And there he goes, already a second in front. And that was perfectly timed. So now it's time for Pierre Gasly to absolutely push the tyres, the engine, the ERS as much as he can. So 1.471 seconds is the gap for Pierre Gasly over Max Verstappen. And he's gonna absolutely keep pushing. He's run out of ERS. I wonder if Max Verstappen will be able to close in here. Probably not by enough. So, Gasly back on track now. And he's gonna push hard and then come into the pits. Not this lap, but next lap. But Max is closing in a little bit. That's the issue with it, attacking the way we are. And Alonso's certainly not attacking, but he's struggling to look after his tyres enough as well. Max has went light on his tyres. Looks like other people have as well.
Perez in the pit lane.
So Sergio Perez in the pits.
Let's have a lift off.
Copy.
A little light on the tyres for Fernando. So yeah, Fernando in a little bit of trouble. So we're going to go standard with Pierre. And here he comes into the pit lane. He's going to get the hard tyres switched on. He'd love to come out in front of Charles Leclerc. His weight. Is he going to manage to get in front of Leclerc? It's going to be pretty close. Leclerc coming around now. There we go, Sergio Perez, Pierre Gasly now in the lead. And that is absolutely fantastic from Pierre Gasly to get out in front of Leclerc. That's very, very impressive time. Now, interval-wise, is Kevin Magnussen closing in on Alonso? I don't think so. Not sure Alonso's going to have the pace to cope with Verstappen today. If we're being completely honest.
Increasing lift and coast just a little.
I'm going to go balance now.
Copy.
Try and look after those tyres. I suppose at this point there's actually not a lot of point in saving them.
Copy.
So we'll keep it on standard. Pierre Gasly 8.1 seconds behind K-Mag. But remember, Pierre has another pit stop. But I suppose he could take these all the way to the end if it was transpiring that he was going to win the race. So what the Max's tyres, 52%. Can't be that far away from pitting. So Max Verstappen in first position, Fernando Alonso in second. We've got Kevin Magnussen third, Pierre Gasly closing in on them all in fourth place. But of course, we think he will probably have another pit stop. Now, Fernando Alonso could come in this lap. This could be the time for Fernando to come in. And I think because Kevin Magnussen's in, we need to cover him. So we're going to swap on to the...
Okay, so box.
Onto the hard tyres.
Got a car stopped.
Oh, virtual safety car.
Okay.
Virtual safety car. Let's get him harvesting.
Virtual safety car deployed.
Copy.
And that's gonna help
like
out.
there's been a crash.
Oh, it's Max Verstappen. What's Max Verstappen done? Is Verstappen out?
Watching the Red Bull.
So he was leading the race. He comes round and I think that could be him out, is it? Well, it's not, but surely he's got damage. I think he has. Wow, Max Verstappen crashes from the lead. That could be huge for this race, and not only for this race, but for the championship as well. Now, the big question is Verstappen going to come out in front of Pierre Gasly? We're obviously pitting this lap with Fernando. It's probably still going to be under virtual safety car conditions. So Max Verstappen's going to be in the pits. Here comes Fernando Alonso into the pits now. The virtual safety car is ending soon. So Fernando's in.
Just recharge off when you're ready.
There we go, Max Verstappen
Virtual safety car ending.
now
Yes,
in the
ending.
pits. I think Alonso might come out
DRS now
behind
active.
Kevin Magnussen here. Yep, and he goes 2.7 seconds. He's come out behind Max. And behind Kevin Magnussen. That's a disaster. Magnussen is going to be the net leader. I suppose Perez is technically the net leader, but Magnussen is in second. Then we got Verstappen in third. Fernando Alonso is fourth because Pierre Gasly now leading the race. Let's have a look at how much tyres we're going to have left. Not bad, so we're going to just keep looking after them with Pierre. And now we're going to zoom forward. Is Kevin Magnussen going to get past Sergio Perez? This is amazing stuff. Verstappen's just jumped them both. I know Max is quick. I don't think he was quite that quick. But Pierre Gasly leading the way. He's being caught slightly by the guys behind. That is a shame. Of course, his tyres are a little bit older than those around him. Five and a half ahead. Alonso struggling as it stands. Daniel Ricciardo up in sixth now. I think Ricciardo's been in the pits. Yeah, everybody has. So this is net position, and the virtual safety car has changed pretty much everything. It has to be said. Kevin Magnussen up into second position. Yeah, just trying to look after the tyres with Fernando. I hope they can come back later on. But because they're all battling, they're not closing in on Gasly that quickly. Gasly on 78% tyres. It's whether they could last to the end of the Grand Prix, or whether we'd be better off having the last 10 laps on those soft tyres as we are trying. Well, as is the plan. Kevin Magnussen, by the way, pulling away from Perez and Verstappen. That was quite unbelievable to watch. It's going to be Magnussen back past Perez again here. This is just bonkers, but Perez straight back through. So Fernando, can he close in on them? But it's 5 seconds behind as it stands. How did Max get away with it? Quite ridiculous, really. But Magnussen more than a second ahead of Perez now. Oh, Verstappen with the DRS managed to close in. But no, Magnussen still more than a second ahead, and he's closing in on Pierre Gasly now. Right, let's have a little look at tyre situation. I don't think it's going to be worth coming into the pits for the soft tyres. Oh, Alonso. What is he going to be able to do here? Verstappen has now took second. And I think we have to think about the possibility that Max Verstappen is going to get past Pierre Gasly for the lead here. Kevin Magnussen having a little look round the outside. That's close, but Magnussen is in with a chance of victory here. He goes down the inside of Max Verstappen, and he's still ahead. Wow, wow, wow. Kevin Magnussen is in with a chance of victory in this race. The virtual safety car brought him right back into this, and he is the one right behind Pierre Gasly here, and he manages to stay in front of Verstappen as it stands. Perez currently in fourth. Alonso is closing up on him. Not quite as quick as he would like. And then I don't think Gasly's going to win this race if Gasly doesn't come into the pits. He's going to end up behind Perez anyway, so I'm actually going to take the risk here. Not yet. Not yet. We're going to go one more lap. So we need those tyres to be as good as possible. So we might as well attack.
Come on, mate.
On the tyres until
Okay.
we want to come in and put the soft tyres on. So can he hold off Kevin Magnussen for the lead? Not yet. So 21 laps to go. Sorry, 11 laps to go. And we'll keep attacking those hard tyres until the correct moment. There we go. Gasly stays firmly in front. Now, a bit of traffic could help out here. So down at 59%. Gasly more than a second in front. That's going to put Magnussen under pressure. The real question is going to be Can Gasly make up this time towards the end of the race? I'm not certain he can, you know. But he's now built himself another gap. If he can get in front of the traffic, that would really help. Right, let's go standard again. Now he's more than a second in front. Obviously, Magnussen isn't going to be able to close in by quite as much. And Fernando will push him on the fuel. And shall we give him a couple of laps of deploy? Let's try and get him into this battle. 1.6 seconds the gap. It's just so tricky. Because Gasly's going to drop below 50% tyres now.
Aston Martin with a great play there.
Well, there you go. There you go. Fernando Alonso manages to get past Perez. Let's look at this.
Here's Alonso's car.
Yeah, with the DRS, Alonso getting back into this. Pierre still more than a second in front. He's just not going to have enough time. It's just we've left it too late now for the soft tyres to really have an impact. But can Fernando Alonso close in on those guys? And another fastest lap for Fernando Alonso. Now, has Fernando become the favourite for this race again? It's going to be an intense final few laps, that's for sure. And the question will be, can Pierre Gasly stay in front? Alonso right back into the action now. He's only 2 seconds off the lead, and there's 6 laps to go. And is it going to be heartbreak for Kevin Magnussen and Haas? Yep, Gasly's going to be under pressure here. But can Fernando Alonso get past K-Mag here? He's got DRS, he's going to have a little look. No, not quite. And, well, Max Verstappen is having a look at Pierre Gasly. We're going to use defend. Try and stay ahead of Verstappen here. And it looks like he's succeeded. So Pierre Gasly still stays in front of Max Verstappen. We'll zoom it forward in the interests of time. But it's now a 4-way battle for victory. Attempted to harvest with Fernando. Can Pierre defend like crazy? I don't think so.
5 laps remaining.
But he's going to have DRS
Check
here.
behind, same lap time.
So here we go. Time to driving clean air, come on. No, not quite. Fernando Alonso, meanwhile, trying to harvest. It's just ridiculous, really. Can Gasly stay within touch of Max Verstappen? Should be able to. It's going to have DRS to close back in here.
For info, we are fuel limited.
Okay.
I'm going to have to go
So
balanced.
think about the liftoff.
Copy.
Increase in lift and coast.
Okay, copy.
So Verstappen on
4 more
54%.
laps.
Oh, this could be a chance for Pierre. Is he going to go around the outside here? He is going to have a little look. Which is, of course, going to turn into the inside line. And he stays side by side with Verstappen. Oh, this is a big move if he's going to go for it. Which I think he is going to. Oh no, he stayed just behind. Now Alonso trying to stay within touch.
So no need to charge the pack.
Copy.
And it's a four-way battle. We're going to have 3 laps to go. So
3 laps to go.
what's going to happen here? Alonso's got virtually a full tank of ERS. And now Gasly's going to have a little look here, I think. And he does. And Pierre Gasly goes round the outside of Max Verstappen and he is through.
Good stint so far.
And he stays ahead. Is Max Verstappen going to have a little look? He is.
Just gained a race position.
Pierre has got the inside line and he is through. Alonso watching keenly in the background. Is Verstappen going to have a look? He is. And it's going to be whoever blinks first going into the castle, and Max backs out of it. Kevin Magnussen's still in this race, but not really showing the pace to get past any of these. So it's going to be 4 drivers battling for the race victory on the final lap. Weirdly, one of them is in Sergio Perez. But Daniel Ricciardo's still in the top 10. He's 8th at the moment. Feels definitely getting low for Pierre. Can we defend now? Use a bit of defend ERS here. Max Verstappen's not making as much of an impact as we thought.
2 more laps.
Yes. 2 more laps to go. Whoops. Max Verstappen, he's closing in, but I don't think he's quite going to manage it. Not this lap anyway. So Fernando Alonso, let's have a little look. I think it's going to be worth Fernando attacking now. I think Pierre will attack the final lap.
Okay, copy.
I think deploy. I don't think Alonso can use all of his ERS by the time we get to the end of next lap now. Gonna have to be pretty careful with Pierre. I think it's probably worth attacking. I don't think he's going to use 7% in a lap. So here we go then. It's going to be the final lap showdown between these top four. Fernando Alonso up into third now, ahead of Kevin Magnussen. So here we go then with Fernando Alonso. He's going to be using ERS all the way. I'm going to be defending with Pierre Gasly. Can he stay in front of Max Verstappen? Max Verstappen pulls to the right-hand side. Max Verstappen takes the lead on the final lap. We're going to be deploying with Pierre Gasly. He's going to get DRS here. And this is going to be pretty intense. Max Verstappen, we're going to be watching him, but Pierre Gasly's going to go flying back through. Gasly leads. Can Alonso do anything? I don't think so. They're both within low fuel range. Are they going to have enough to survive? Pierre Gasly now more than a second ahead. Here goes Fernando Alonso. Is he going to have a look at Max Verstappen? He goes down the inside. Verstappen defends. But Alonso's fine. It all looks good for Pierre Gasly. Alonso's going to be through. Oh, this is so close. But Alonso is through on Max Verstappen. And now, Fernando Alonso, can he get within a second of Pierre Gasly? Needs to.
Caution on the battery.
No ERS left for Gasly. This is ridiculous. Is Gasly going to run out of fuel on the line? I don't know. We're going to have to conserve, I think.
Update on liftoff.
This could be huge. Final couple of corners. Max Verstappen surely going to be the one in the driving seat here. Pierre Gasly is going to run up to the line. Fernando Alonso defending from Max Verstappen. Pierre Gasly's not many meters away now. He's only got 0.1 of a kilogram of fuel. Pierre Gasly runs out of fuel. No, it's Alonso that's won. And Gasly's ran out of fuel. But he finished. What on earth happened here? I need to see this. Fernando Alonso all the way across the line. Gasly runs out of fuel as he runs across the line. And Fernando Alonso has somehow won his 6th race of the season. That was an incredible run up to the line. Max Verstappen finishes 2nd. And Pierre Gasly is stranded. Oh, but he finished. How close was he to not finishing?
Okay, that's the checkered
Look
flag.
at that. There's the lights.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Wow, wow, wow. But he does finish 3rd.
Fail 84, please, mate. Fail 84.
What on earth happened there? Let's have a little look at the gap to leader. I mean, it says 0-0 for Gasly. So Verstappen got him right on the line. Kevin Magnussen finishes a brilliant 4th. Perez in 5th. Then Leclerc, Hamilton, Ricciardo finishes a brilliant 8th, with Vettel 9th and Albon finishes in 10th. But you can see Fernando Alonso stopped on track as well. We were running tight on fuel. That could have been an absolute last lap heartbreak. I mean, poor Pierre Gasly. I mean, had we pushed on the fuel, I'm not sure he would have made it. I think we conserved at exactly the right time. But, wow, that has got to be one of the closest finishes and most dramatic finishes in F1 history. And somehow Fernando Alonso, despite being nowhere in the final stint, has managed to win this Grand Prix from absolutely nowhere. We got Norris coming up to the line, Gio coming up to the line. And that is that. But our guys have ran out of fuel. Wow.
What a flawless weekend here from Fernando Alonso. His team must be proud. This podium is a remarkable achievement for the whole team.
I just can't believe those two are on the podium today. We do not need... Oh, well, we didn't deserve that. We needed it, but... Whew. That was just fantastic.
Today's competitors gave it their all, but it's going to be those three taking home the big points. Today, Aston Martin demonstrated that they can go very far indeed.
Indeed, the team has demonstrated technical skill as well as a great deal of heart. They can be really proud of their efforts this weekend.
After an intense weekend, the team ends in first place in the constructor standings.
For the next round in Formula One, the teams are travelling to the circuit Gilles Villeneuve for the Canadian Grand Prix in Montreal.
Well, what a final lap. And, oh, wow. The top four finishing within a second at the finish line. And Pierre Gasly just 0.3 of a second behind Fernando Alonso. That is devastating for him. Good for Fernando Alonso, obviously, but Pierre will be absolutely gutted. He's now 50 points behind his teammate. He's had 4 podiums and 4 fastest laps this season, but can't match his teammate. 6 wins in the first 8 races. Fernando Alonso is simply phenomenal at the moment. Max Verstappen manages to finish second in the end. Constructors Championship-wise, we are now 69 points ahead of Red Bull in second place. It's unbelievable. I mean, Red Bull definitely had the quicker car this weekend. The crash from Max Verstappen changed it. You know, he would have won by 5-6 seconds had he not had that crash, and we would have been battling Kevin Magnussen for the final 2 podium slots. But that crash from Verstappen very nearly didn't cost him a thing. But what a Grand Prix, and I can't wait to get into the circuit de Gilles Villeneuve next time out. Development point for Pierre Gasly, nothing for Fernando, and a development point for Piastri. 7.6 million in profit made as well, which will obviously throw back into the development of our facilities. But that's where we're going to leave it for today. If you have enjoyed it, give it a massive thumbs up down below. Subscribe for plenty more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.